Hey, welcome back to Deathbattle Prediction. We just had Tanjiro versus Jonathan Joestar. And I'll say this, I actually liked the second half of the fight pretty well. The analysis was fine. I did like the breathing jokes to some degree. Am I 0 for 3 right now? Because I didn't get Harley Quinn right. I didn't get Zatanna versus Scarlet Witch right. Has that actually been all ones? I feel like there's been another one, but I didn't get. I feel like I'm missing one. Hold on. Deathbattle. Let me just get Deathbattle up here real quick. Deathbattle. Deathbattle. Yeah. Okay, Deathbattle. There we go. I feel like I'm missing one that's come and gone this season so far. It was Harley Quinn, Zatanna, Scarlet Witch. And no, it's just been those three. So, technically speaking, I am 0 for 3, but technically speaking, I'm not, because they didn't use certain aspects of the characters that do exist in the manga, in the actual story. So, if I'm not mistaken, I think I said that if they weren't being used, someone else is going to win over the other. If you haven't seen it, it's only up today, so if you haven't seen it or watched it early, I'm not going to say who won or whatever. So I'm going to be generous to myself and say I did get this one right because they didn't use the other aspects that they had. So I say I am 1 for 3 right now, which could be worse. But now we have Thor and Vegeta, and again, I'd like to comment and point out that they seem to be going through all the ones that they were debuting in the preview first. So Thor versus Vegeta. Now, oh God. This is going to get really contentious depending on what type of Thor they use. Ruin King Thor, Odin Force Thor, all that. Like, for me, if you're just going by like a standard base Thor, and maybe with some enhancements like Warrior's Madness and all that, against standard base Dragon Ball Super Vegeta's going to wipe the floor with him. Because Thor is not a universal level threat most of the time. I mean, he is definitely a Herald level threat and could definitely... He doesn't threaten the existence of the universe is what I'm trying to get at. Even with a portion of the Odin Force in him, he does not threaten the actual existence of the galaxy itself, or universe itself. Vegeta, though, has the power to be a universal destroyer. He is, base-wise, almost, if not as strong, if not a little stronger than Goku, who was able to clash with Beerus and do just that. And at a much weaker point in the series, too, I should point out. So Vegeta clearly has the power of a destroyer on a universal level. I would not go so far as to say, though, that Vegeta is like a multiversal threat. And that's a real point. That's a real contention here. Is that if we are looking at, say, Ruin King Thor, Thor with the Odin Force, like he's the All-Father Thor is what I'm trying to get at there. Then I actually would be leaning more towards Thor here. I just don't know what they're going to use, though. That's the real kicker of it. In the comments below, let me know which one if they've announced which one they're going to use, let me know. But I will say this, and it's going to give me some odds here. If they're not using a overly amped version of Thor, I'm going Vegeta all day out of the week. Thor may be older; he's had far more experience, but Vegeta literally they're both warrior races. Thor's got a lot more experience on him, but that doesn't really mean much. Experience can only do so much against just raw skill and talent. And Vegeta honestly spends a lot more time fighting hand to hand than Thor does. I mean, Thor is admittedly more of a brawler, grappler, spur of the moment kind of fighter. Not to say he can't fight hand to hand; he isn't good at it. He is. It's just if we're talking about straight martial art, then I'm going Vegeta there. Power output again. This is all going to be dependent on what version of Thor we're seeing. But power output, I'm going with Vegeta as well, which would translate to his energy attacks, his key attacks. Thor does have some strict advantages over him. For example, Mjolnir, or whatever weapon they're going to actually give him in this version. I assume it's going to be Mjolnir. He's wielding an axe, a sword, Stormbreaker in the MCU. So it's going to be interesting. I think he's wielded Odin's spear. Mjolnir is going to be very interesting to see how Vegeta handles that. Because I doubt Vegeta is worthy enough to pick that up. Because his pride alone would probably get him in the way, or get in the way. Although, to be fair, for us Vegeta fans out there, how kind of cool would that be if through research they deemed Vegeta worthy enough, but not only if he's able to get his pride out of his own way. And then there'd be a scene where Thor's just like, give up, Saiyan, you cannot be. It's like, what makes you think you can win? He's just throwing Mjolnir at him, like, because I am Vegeta. And all of a sudden, the hammer starts moving. Thor's looking. I was like, what? It's like, the Prince of all Saiyans! And just throws Mjolnir back at him and just clocks him. That's not going to happen, I don't believe. Goku, maybe that could work. It's very, very odd to know if Goku would be worthy of Mjolnir. That could be an entire video series in its own right, but I doubt many people would watch that. I've been getting people asking for new video series, and it's not that I couldn't do those series, it's that I don't want to do them because I won't be able to do them to the extent they deserve to be done. I don't have the artistic capability of doing them the way a lot of these people ask him, like turning characters into Pokemon, for example, or doing an Espada video over a Zanpakuto video series. I don't have the artistic ability to really do that effectively, and if I were to do those, it would have to be there'd have to be some sort of artistic license to that. So overall, I'm gonna lean towards Vegeta until they give me an idea of how powerful a Thor we're going to be seeing. But if we see a more powerful Thor, I'm going to be going more towards Thor. Rooting for Vegeta, admittedly, but because honestly, I prefer Vegeta over. I like both of them very much, particularly what we get in the MCU with Chris Hemsworth. But I'm going to be keeping my eyes on this. So I got a 50-50 shot here. Either way, I'm playing the field. Now, that being said, I could still get this wrong. It could be base general level power Thor, mild amp Thor, and he could still win over Vegeta. Or it could be like a Ruined King or All-Father Thor, and Vegeta could still win, and I could still be wrong either way. It's kind of like what happened with the Ben 10 versus Green Lantern one, where I'm like, technically I got this right, but not for the reason I said. So it's one of those scenarios. So I got a lot of room to be completely wrong here and a lot of room to be completely right. So we'll see what happens. But who do you got in this fight? Let me know in the comments below. Until then, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you folks next time.